Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series Storm Division Qualifier number 4. My name is Bahamut, and we find ourselves here on Infernal Shrines for our first game of our first best of 3 of the evening. On the left-hand side, we have the members of New Game Plus, and on the right is going to be the Team Rippers. And I know a lot of you are sitting at home and you're like, but Bahamut, I want to know how we got to Infernal Shrines, and I got you covered. Home team is going to be New Game Plus. They are going to opt for first pick priority in game number 1, banning out Braxis Holdout and Alterac Pass. Towers of Doom and Cursed Hollow were banned out by the members of Team Rippers, and they have chosen to take us to Infernal Shrines for game number 1. Let's get back into our draft here and see what we have unfolding, as the Diablo's already been removed and Cassia to be removed as well. We did have a patch coming in today where Cassia was lightly touched. I mean, when we say lightly touched, they rolled up a single sheet of newspaper and said, no, Cassia, don't do as much damage as you're doing. And that's about it. She's still no different, really. I think, to quote someone in a Discord server, Tyrande got a buff, but she still sucks, so that's the consensus on that one, at least according to someone in a random Discord. Either way, I mean, like, I haven't been able to play with anything, so I can't really, like, judge. So there were a couple, nerfs, buffs, there's some changes to a couple things, so it'll be interesting if that changes up priority. ETC did have some changes go into their auto attack based build, so that's a little of a plus if you are an auto attack based ETC. It'll be interesting to see if that changes up the build priority. Same thing, I believe Murden had a couple changes with some synergistic talents, with like early to late game that kind of paired. Like, I think like ETC had a 1 in 7 kind of synergy where it's like guitar solo went from like 0.25 to 0.5 seconds, and then there's like a level 7 that gives you increased auto attack damage while guitar solo is active. So basically that pairs in there because you're adding 0.5 seconds to the overall duration, and then you can deal 300% increased auto attack damage because that's active for point. Yeah, so you get what I'm talking about. You get maybe like 1 or 2 auto attacks out more from all of that. And does that change anything? Does that change the viability? I mean, level 4 power slide talent, Crowd Surfer was actually changed as well, where basically if you don't hit a hero and you actually use it for its intended purposes, you basically get the mana returned, and I think you get the cooldown reset. Or it's either cooldown reset or like lowered. I can't 100% remember off the top of my head. Day, how's it going? Softbird, good to see you as well. So many lovely people in chat. Damn, that looked so legit. I thought it was watching for an ad for it. Yeah, I believe that was Weenus and Murda put that all together. So shout out to them for absolutely killing it. Either way, Ana was first picked on the left-hand side for the members of New Game Plus, and we have a Lior Greymane for the right. Dive at least with the Greymane gives them opportunities to get into the backline onto Ana. Same thing with Leoric as well, because they can go into the Wraith Walk. They can kind of Wraith Walk past the entire front line, get into the backline, start harassing. Greymane then maybe jumps in as well. So this is looking a little dive heavy from the side of Team Rippers, but at the same time, New Game Plus should be sitting fine here. They could still grab something like, I was gonna say a Jaina with that, but actually they're gonna grab the ETC, so we will see if any of the changes that came in today will affect the build that we're gonna see in this game, and then a Hanzo to come in as well. So we're expecting probably a hybrid build Hanzo. Probably see like simple geometry at level 1, and then we'll see the explosive arrow at level 4. We might see spell power at level 7, but then oftentimes a lot of people go into the CDR on your simple geometry at level 7, so that way you can spam it into the objective phase. And then you can also take the piercing arrow at level 16, which allows it to bounce even more because it will go through heroes, and you just get a lot more, and it also go through minions and stuff like that if I'm not mistaken. So you just get more value from that scatter. You can go full scatter if you want, but I think the explosive gives you a little wave clear if you are lacking it. And that's, I think, really going to come down to, will they lack wave clear? At least when I'm playing Hanzo, that's the thing that I have to look at, is like, does my core rotation have wave clear, and can I get away with just going full W build or whatever? And if that's the case, then that's a good direction to head into. I personally think you can go full W build here, or full simple geometry build. Dear Lord! And it has the nipples! I don't regret anything I just said.
We're dead.
I'm happy about a Cho'Gall right there. Wait, is this patch live? Yes. We are on live patch. Reading patch notes, also burning beetles on a noob. Yeah, that was interesting, Softbird. You're okay? I'm glad you're okay, Day. I'm having an alright day. I'm a little stressed, but we're getting towards the end of the week. I'm gonna see a bunch of friends tomorrow. I get to play games with you all on Saturday, so like my light at the end of the tunnel is there. That's going to be an Imperious grabbed as well as a Tychus, so this is definitely going to be a Hanzo looking to probably go into said explosive arrow for wave clear. Imperious doesn't have the best wave clear in the solo lane matchup, but they still are an oppressive force into someone else. The Ariel's really not too surprising. It's a pretty standard pickup with the Cho'Gall. You don't have to run it on a strong, but that's already taken away. With the Cho'Gall, Greymane Leoric, they could have actually leaned into a Rhaegar, and they could have really just brought the fight to the enemy team with a Bloodlust. Ancestral Healing could have been an option as well. Granted, though, now that I'm looking at this, Biotic Grenade would have mitigated Ancestral Healing, so maybe this Ariel is a little bit better. But you have to also still consider that when that Cho'Gall gets low and you're about to pop that whole well of hope onto them, Ana can still look for that grenade. Like, Ana can still shut you down. So we'll see. I'm pumped about the Cho'Gall, though. Oh, you don't have to put an asterisk where the I is supposed to go, Softbird. I screamed it. What's up, Pat? How you doing, bud? Lots of percent-based damage against Cho, yeah. But none against Gall. I hate myself. This is gonna be a good game, though. I'm really, really excited about this one. I'm like, the more and more I'm like looking at the setup for at least this stream deck with this with this program, basically the Storm Division, I'm trying to think, I need one more button to swap me back to my other camera, because usually I don't show the loading screen because like there's no music, there's nothing. And I was like, oh, it'll just go super quick. No, it's not the case. But either way, team-wise going up against each other, you know me, I'm gonna lean into the team, into Team Rippers just because of the fact they have a Cho'Gall. You know I'm gonna lean into that. But hey, let's find out what happens here in game number 1 in our first best of 3 of the evening. We have New Game Plus on the left-hand side. Altanian's gonna be on the Imperious. Melee is going to be on the Ana. Splash will be on that ETC. Big Bird on the Hanzo, and Kevin on the Tychus. On the right-hand side, we have the members of Team Rippers. We've got Red 11. Yeah, I almost said Red 13 just because I was just like, I love Resident Evil. I love Final Fantasy 7. Anyways, Red 11 is going to be on that Greymane. We've got Zenil is going to be on that Cho'Gall. Hope is on the Ariel. Perfect name and Champ of Horde on that Leoric. Let's go ahead and get into mid lane and check out our level 1s as, oh my god, Cho'Gall is carrying the plastic horse is too good. Pick it back up, pick it back up. Do it, do it, do it, do it. I know there's other things happening, but just mount up really quick for chat. Oh my god, can we look at this? Also, that red skin, that red skin's so good. Now, I do want to point this out. We are going to be seeing Hanzo going to Redemption at level 1. ETC is going to be Block Party. They're going to be just trying to deal with, at least with the ETC Block Party, that's going to be a great way to deal with some of the Greymane dive, as well as the Cho just literally trying to slap you with his fists. And the other thing, too, is, like, Redemption, auto-attack speed is good, but also armor reduction is a big factor as well. So if you are getting those armor reducing stacks on a Cho'Gall, Tychus can really shred through their health pool. So I'm liking this adaptation that was picked up by the Hanzo. We'll see how it works out for them, as the only way to really pick up those stacks is to auto-attack an enemy hero twice, and that gives you 1 stack, and then you obviously need to get 12. You can spread those across a couple enemy heroes, but sometimes it's a little bit hard to do. So just gonna be sitting with 1, and those don't stay forever either. Like the stack will eventually kind of disappear. I'm trying to see if I could hover over it. It might have actually disappeared, as Cho'Gall not gonna make the invade onto that camp. Just gonna be watching, I think, their own and bottom lane is Red 11, and Hope will be working on that one down there. Is Baja partner yet? Yeah, I am. I got a little check mark. What's up, Orange? How you doing? I got partner actually the day before April Fools, and like one person I know literally responded with, "Thank God you got this today, because I would have thought it was a joke the next day." Cho got a horsey from Festivus, but Gall got cold because Cho's always screwing for good. I actually kind of love that. That's actually kind of perfect. I'm like, just like the little treasure chest that's like bouncing open and dropping the Blizz devs, like. You killed it with the Cho'Gall skin. I know there's like a lot of people who probably hate it because of all the nipples. That's their prerogative, whatever. My whole point is that it's just like the little things in it, like those little coins like falling out and just like the little box opening up and down, like those little things just make it so cool and just like, I don't know, just elevates it a little bit further, at least when it comes to the character and model design. I was watching the top lane. I peeked at this really quickly. Altanian was all the like had to Hearth all the way back because Champion Ford was pushing in that lane very aggressively. Now Leoric is scouting this out. They do get hit with a sleep dart. Big Bird and friends can see that they are being invaded. Celestial Charge from Altanian will be setting all this up, but they're getting shredded right there as the ETC is going to get knocked into the wall by Hope, and that will be camp invaded on by the enemy team. And I think Team Ripper will be able to finish this out, as this also will be Dreador build starting out from the Gall right there, which is also going to be really detrimental to the level 16 area, because if they do go into the stun with the Lead Orb, if I'm not mistaken is the name, they will be able to really lock down people, and especially with the change of direction from this level 4 with Rising Dread, it's just you can get so much control in a team fight out of it. D.Va rework, dev complete, imminent. Wait, did they actually announce that they're actually going to do a D.Va rework? Did they actually announce it, that it's going to be soon? Or is this just like the community saying like, it'll be next patch, please? I missed Cho'Gall banter in the instance of WoW. That was just, oh yeah. ETC did actually go into speed metal at level 4. Nothing crazy, just not something super out of the or super ordinary for them. Hanzo is going to be going into Explosive Arrow. That does give them that extra wave clear that we were talking about earlier in the draft, just to be like, well, if they're lacking, which they are a little bit, especially with just having the Tychus into the Cho'Gall, then yeah, they're going to need that extra wave clear just to manage the lanes, because I think Hanzo's sitting on their own by quite a lot actually. As Cho'Gall dove in, right, they're going to get slept. They're going to have their armor reduced quite a bit, and they're going to go down. That will be kill in favor for the members of New Game Plus. The fort is being locked down. Greymane tried to find the kill, but Red 11 will not be able to get that last hit. There's going to be a detainment strike into the wall, and Kevin does have to get the dash away. Punisher, I didn't see if it has another jump. It might actually have one fairly soon. It's going to be on to Hanzo back behind them, and they'll be able to burn through this Punisher. But, I mean, the front gate and half a fort, not a bad grab for the members of Team Rippers. Daybringer replied to the Reddit about the patch notes. Okay, all right, if it's official. It's next patch, they basically said. How can anyone not like the nipples? I mean, nipples are great, so... Exactly, Kalis. So they basically said it'll be next patch, so we're saying... Well, did they say next patch, or did they just say, like, imminent? Because that could be, obviously, like, that could be... It could be September, it could be October... Or, you know what, the D.Va rework will come with our digital BlizzCon. Yeah. I don't know. It's weird they haven't announced anything about that. Is that... Sorry, I know I'm a little off track from our game right now. It's just a little bit of a lull. It's wave clear. We can look through some of the other numbers as well. But, like, the one thing I just want to point out, like... Haven't most of the other places, like, announced, like Nintendo and PlayStation and Microsoft, didn't they announce their stuff, like, way ahead? Or was it kind of, like, off the cuff, like, hey, we're doing it soon? I just don't remember. Kevin gonna invade onto this camp. Cho'Gall coming in here as well. They're gonna start to have this fight. This is a little bit of a risky fight, but they're actually gonna focus in onto Kevin. Power Slide from ATC gets them out to the far side of this. And the camp once again will be picked up by the side of Team Rippers. New Game Plus. Just starting out a lot of good camps for them, and unfortunately they're not able to finish them out. This is what we're talking about. Imperius doesn't have the fastest wave clear, and that's why we're seeing Leoric push them back quite a bit in the early game. But now that they have their own time, they can kind of do this. But here's the issue. Leoric is able to double soak while Imperius is struggling to do so. I guess with the front gate down, this does buy a little bit more time for the double soak. But yeah, Altanian's going to be down here. I think they just want the regeneration globe, and then they can just get back into top lane. Tychus will get dove in bottom lane, but they do have... That's a Twisted Nether. That's a nice Twilight Hammer as well. Kevin going to get chased right there, and they end up going down. That'll be another pick in favor for Team Rippers. It's done, but didn't make it this patch. Oh, okay, cool. So that means, yeah, it's probably next patch then. Did we all see that Chromie got another soft rework? Like, I wouldn't say it's a rework, but she literally had like another, like she just had another like, not expand. It was a decent amount of talents to be changed. Not a rework. Oh, huh, wow. Really good arrow from Hanzo right there. Mosh Pit going to be dropped by ETC onto Ariel. And this is a great example. Like, you don't have to get a Mega Man Mosh. You can literally just sit there and be like, cool, we got hope. There's no interrupt from Cho'Gall unless they literally step into this, and Gall can just get his damage out. And that's really about it. So Mosh Pit dropped, and they successfully find a double kill. Ariel is Crystal Aegis, so no revive coming out from them, and the Shrine will be activating. This will be Mortar Punisher, potentially in favor for New Game Plus. Tychus going to clear out the wave, and they're going to jump onto this point immediately. ETC is going to be Pinball Wizard. Okay. Looking just to see what else we have here for some of the talent pickups. Doesn't look like it's anything crazy out of the ordinary. But Greymane grabs camp for top lane. Cho'Gall just managing the wave as well, still keeping their experience up. And I think what they're going to do is they're just going to force their way onto this front gate. Leoric is getting dove, but they don't hit the sleep dart. That's going to be Hanzo just sitting on the point themselves. They only need 2 more skeletal defenders, so they'll be able to finish out this camp. Leoric maybe looking for some sort of invade. I'm not sure. ETC is going to back off, but they're still going to be working on that camp, and this is Punisher pushing up, but since so many were up here, this does force the hand in back into top lanes. They're going to have to deal with a couple things up here with Altanian at least. Camp for mid lane to be grabbed. Tychus rotating down. Might be able to get out of here. There's a lot of distance between them and the fort, and even then the fort's very low, but they're not going to dive underneath the fort. Punisher will find the front gate in this bottom lane, dropping below 50%. I think this is going to be... Ooh, wait, Punisher jumps over. They can actually... Wow, the sleep dart from Melee right there was really on point to be able to follow that up. And that kills Leoric, but they all dive down here. Punisher does find the fort. I think Big Bird dropped an arrow into the enemy team's face for a couple seconds stun. There's going to be a lot of damage coming out from that Commandeer Odin as Ana does go down in the chase. Cho'Gall looking for an entrance still into this fight. Going to find a Twilight Hammer into a couple, but I think they just get the stun, and that's going to be it for that. Red 11 is on the camp. Might be seen by that Sonic arrow. I'm not 100% sure if they were seen by it. Tychus will poke on the point, seeing how low they are, but they're not going to dive in, and that looks like it should be the camp going over to the side of Team Rippers. Ooh, burger on the grill. Sounds very good, Trainwreck. Thank you. Can you put one on for me too? Please. I had Cheerios for dinner. Alright, so they clear out mid lane. Easy enough. Next Punisher will be an Arcane Punisher in top lane. Hanzo dealing with the things in bottom. I would say the biggest detriment right now for New Game Plus is their wave clear. Like their wave clear is just so very slow, and it's not awful by any means. It's just slow. It's just very much slow in comparison to the enemy team. That's an Entomb with a Twisting Nether on top of it. They have a lot of damage onto Altanian, who's somehow living through all this. There's actually Champ of Horde who does need to back off. The Nano boosted Tychus shredding through a lot of these health pools. There's a Crystal Aegis on 2-1 as Greymane was maybe in danger of a potential Celestial Charge from Imperius. Hanzo working on a camp meanwhile this fight was happening, and just like, oh yeah, you know, how you all doing over there? Just getting a camp. Just adding some pressure to the lanes. Soon. Don't worry, soon. It's coming. Champ of Horde actually might scout this out, but they're not going to invade. And Hanzo has the agility to get over the wall, so they just, yeah, they're not going to try and mount up and take a different path. They're just literally like, I'm going to burn the cooldown and I'm jumping over the wall. They also did go into Ninja Assassin as well at level 13, so that does give them the cooldown onto that natural agility from their Stormbow, I believe, yeah. And even that natural agility is not the longest cooldown. That's 30 seconds, so basically at least two Stormbows and you've probably already have it off of cooldown. But they do, speaking of things that they actually need to hit though, they do need to hit one more hero twice to be able to get their stacks on the Redemption, to be able to get the auto attack speed increase. How much does it buy again? Is it just 50%? Okay. What is he at currently and what does he go to? So he attacks at 0.67, so he would then be attacking at 1.2, right? Is caster math correct? It's probably not, right? Splash is going to go ahead and just start this camp over here on the right-hand side with the help of Kevin and friends, and might be having an invade. No 16 talents here yet, but this is a little bit closer in favor for New Game Plus, Team Ripper coming in here. That's going to be a lot of damage out as well. The Altanian is going to drop themselves. That's a mosh pit. There's just everything being thrown out as they did get the Angelic Armament. There's going to be a Commandeer Odin on the bottom side of our screen, and this Cho'Gall is just being CC'd to hell as they find the double kill onto Ariel and Leoric. This Cho'Gall does get sniped by the Hanzo as well, who did finish out those redemption stacks, and with basically 4 kills and just the Greymane left, they can open up mid lane slightly here with the camp, but they're going to rotate quickly to top and go ahead and grab themselves this Punisher. Really well played out from the side of New Game Plus. I thought that was going to go south for them, but that massive mosh pit from Splash really set things up and changed things around, as well as just the Imperious living from the Angelic Armament. Really well played from them, and they actually send the Imperious off into mid lane, say, you know what, there's a camp, there's a wave, push on in, stab daddy that building, and well, you know, just let's get a little extra value from this Punisher phase, and that's going to be exactly it, as they will be able to grab Arcane Punisher for top lane. Alright. Sorry, turning off my tea heater because it's getting way too hot in the room. And meanwhile, in bottom lane, Red 11 is just going to be pushing this in, and they see the Imperious. They're like, all right, I'm just going to take the long rotation, and I'm going to get out of here. Not worth it. Actually, they could poke at this here and there, take out the sidewalls if they really wanted. Leoric is coming down here as well. This is looking like they're going to try and go for mid lane fort and bottom lane fort in conjunction, or at least pull it. Yeah, they're pulling them off this right now. Leoric does have the Wraith Walk forward, did reduce their damage because they are the Ominous Wraith, and Ominous Wraith, and they also have the Royal Focus as well, so they have the cooldown reduction on the Wraith Walk, and then they also have the damage reduction from said Wraith Walk. It's just everything empowering that. Celestial Charge onto one. They do get the blow up onto Ariel. Big Bird very low, trying to find a way out of here as Leoric does land right on top of them. They drop the scatter, but they end up going down. ETC Mosh is not going to be up for another 7 seconds as the orbs are going to be coming out. These are going to be those lead orbs from the Cho'Gall, but it doesn't matter as they're actually, no, that stun onto Kevin might have saved them. Wait, I don't know where you're going right there. I don't think you get out of this one right now. You can, this is a bad and rough spot to be in. Kevin, though, getting very low, does end up going down. Imperious is going to get knocked around. This is going to be those stun orbs. This is what I'm talking about. The stun orb value from level leaden orb. Absolutely insane. They turn that fight around and wipe the enemy team, and they get a fort in bottom lane. Punisher, though, is still pushing through top, does get the top lane fort, does get half of the keep right here, actually even more because the minion wave is shredding through this. And here's the thing, the stun comes through onto red. This minion wave is too much, and that will be top lane keep and fort going down from Punisher. But since 5 went down, they're trying to get the same value. Unfortunately, just going to be able to get the keep front gate here. I don't know what's going on, but melee is cool. All right. M to the itchell. How you doing? Sorry, I was trying to figure that out for a second. But either way, thanks for cheering on your friend, and thanks for hanging out. So with that, they are going to find themselves about a half a level lead, but that also pulled them out from a little bit of a, I don't know, I'd say the experience gap was a little bit in favor for New Game Plus before that fight, but now, obviously, it's definitely shifted. They have a top lane camp coming through, double camps in mid lane. We do have consistent catapult pressure against them on the bottom lane, and they have periodic catapults coming out, meaning that every fourth wave, basically, there's a catapult that's going to spawn in favor for the side of Team Rippers, and New Game Plus is going to have a catapult every single wave. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm dumb. I flipped the lanes. It'll be in top lane like that, except they actually don't have the periodic. Sorry. I thought for some reason bottom lane keep went down, and my brain just, I don't know where I am today. All right, either way. We do have pressure through mid. Looks like they're just going to go ahead and get the fort in top lane. So what I was literally just saying about the periodic catapults and the consistent ones are literally going to be consistent from the side of Team Rippers and periodic coming out from the side of New Game Plus. How's Melee doing? IDK, what's going on either? Is Melee doing well? So Melee is the healer. Melee is playing May. Just May. It's playing Ana right now. I just thought of Overwatch characters immediately. They are healing for quite a bit here. They're healing for 35,000 in comparison to the Ariel for 26,000. Their team is, I wouldn't say like on the back foot. I wouldn't say losing either. I still think this is either team's game. They do have the advantage on the side of New Game Plus due to the fact that they do have that keep down in top lane. That was the consistent catapult pressure I was talking about. You can see those kind of blue dots on the mini-map in the top lane. That means that there's going to be a catapult spawning every single lane, excuse me, every single time a minion wave spawns. And whenever there's a catapult, that wave typically is more empowered because the catapult will clear out the minions because it does splash damage, and you have an overall push advantage. You can actually watch the minimap and see that that top lane, this wave right here will consistently win out because the catapult's coming out. And I know I keep saying this, but like their damage is really, really critical. 331 in comparison to the 47 coming out from a minion. And this also has splash damage, so we can watch this for a second or two and you can see exactly how quickly these catapults are actually throwing damage and splashing. Obviously, when I'm trying to give an example, it doesn't work out for me very well, but you kind of see it right there as they do get the lockdown on a champ of Horde. Gonna get booped around as well from the ETC. That splash is doing great, and they find the kill. Hanzo able to get the snipe with the arrow. They did get picked off, so their redemption stacks were reset by a few. Hanzo unfortunately gonna miss the arrow. The one thing I want to note really quickly is the redemption. You do lose 3 stacks when you do die, so when Hanzo was picked off in that massive team wipe, that was going to be a couple of stacks lost. They have to pick those back up, but this is going to be that leaden orb that they need to really watch out for on the side of New Game Plus. That orb and that stun really can just destroy a team in some of these situations, especially if they stack up, and they're going to start watching that right now. But they do have the majority of the skeletal defenders on the side of New Game Plus, as the Commandeer Odin's going to be dropped. Did go into big red button, so they've got that huge AoE circle in the middle. And it's going to be a nuke that drops, or a tactical nuke that does deal 727 in damage right now. And that's also a good way to just clear out the shrine. You can poke from a distance. The Odin does have a decent duration. They're going to sleep dart, and they're going to try and nudge into that, but that was actually a massive turnaround. ETC is going to go ahead and get the face melt in. Ariel drops the Shield of Hope, and that's Hanzo trying to get over, but Greymane went for the throat and found the kill. They do have the reset if they can find someone else to go for the throat for, and they do go for Altani, and that's going to be a double kill for the Greymane. And not Leoric, Tychus was like, I need to drop a big red button on the middle of this. They're going to try and get the damage they need into this Cho'Gall. They do have the bigger they are, but they still end up going down. They grab themselves the Punisher. They do have catapults mounting into top lane. This is what I was talking about, how it's always going to win out, even though it was cleared out by Greymane right before the objective. This is massive, though, because I really think on the side of Team Rippers, they've got to back off and they've got to defend against this. They can't just rush it through bottom and try and end game. I know there's 3 members down for an average of 30 seconds, but they've got catapults on their core. They've got a Punisher moving in through mid. It is Mortar, but still, it's still a Punisher, and they want to end right now. We'll see if they're able to do this. As long as they don't stagger out of death, they have an opportunity, because this keep is taking them some time. Hanzo did lose more stacks, so they're sitting at 6 stacks out of the 12 of redemption. Entomb comes out but doesn't connect, so that's going to be no buried alive value. ETC is going to be doing their best just to harass this. No mosh pit for the next few seconds here. Sleep darts coming out from melee, just trying to lock things down. Biotic grenade out as well. Hope has a full bar of health, as that's Big Bird dumping out the damage from core as well. The core is rapidly falling, and maybe I might have miscalled this. Maybe they are able to turn this around. Celestial Charge doesn't connect. That's going to be the Molten Block, and they do get the core. That will be the members of Team Rippers taking game 1 in our best of 3 series. GG. Well played. Wow. Well, not what I was expecting. I actually thought that core rush wasn't going to be good for him, but it worked out. They're like cannons from League. Kinda, sorta, teacher of math. Yeah. Oh my god, holy... Simon! I just realized, Simon, thank you so much for gifting 5 subs!
It's about damn time. My cigar's missing.
Thank you so much for gifting 5 subs. Holy crap, I didn't even see that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. How are you doing, my sweet, sweet boy? I saw your new keyboard, or new keycaps, I guess I should say. Those are awesome. I only came for a quick side because I had to dismantle my setup. Good luck, Power Up. Have a good night. Thanks for hanging out. Reverse sweep them? Alright, sweet. What's up, bud? You know what's funny is you put reverse sleep and I read reverse sweep. So my brain read which... Simon, bless you. You perfect human. Thank you so much. All right, we're just gonna wait for the next lobby, and we'll get going into our next game. Okay. Let me get something over to Warwick, because I want to do these things before I forget, because that's not a good idea. All right, let me show talents once more. Oh, Kaylin. Kalis. The butt spot that hates you today. Just perfect. Right, where's my Discord server? There it is. Alrighty, back to Bandit and I. Look at that. Fancy transitions and all. Look at us professionals. I'm actually about to drag Brandon online and try and play some Fallout. I haven't played Fallout since these beautiful keys. Yes!
Give the best hugs.
M to the itch shell, thank you for the follow. I'm constantly typing the wrong letters or leaving out full words. It's a real problem. That's alright, don't worry about it. I won't judge you. Because I do the same thing, but with my brain. I hope you have a good stream, though. I love you. I love you too, Simon. You wonderful human. Lurking until I can't no more. Thank you so much. Thank you. Enjoy your Fallout with Brandon. If he's watching it, or if he's playing Fallout with you, just force him to watch stream. I don't know. I listen to his podcast. How's it going? It's going good. How you doing, Lingaria? How's your Wednesday going? Butts bot, best bot. Absolutely. All right, we caught up on chat. That's all good. We're just waiting for a lobby for our next game. Let's go ahead and update the team scores, though. Team Rippers coming out with a banger of a Cho'Gall. I really like. I'm really sorry. I need to. No cat jam for me. What do you mean no cat jams for you? What do you mean? I'm confused. Cat jams. Everyone has cat jams. Cat jams are free. Where are you? There you are. Boop. But first things first, my apologies, because I was looking at it today. I am super behind on my YouTube videos. I promise I will do YouTube videos soon. I'm super behind on them just because I just CCL and stuff. So I've just, it's not been on the back of my mind. But things are weirdly enough leveling out in a sense. Mostly I think because the information's out there now. So it's like kind of like, all right, like it's out there. Everyone does their thing. So like I have like a week and a half a week to breathe, because I think we literally start to do like, we start to do interviews like next week, I think. I mean, I already have to do something for tomorrow morning. Like I already, like after this stream, I have to do more CCL stuff, like already. I can't see the BTTV emotes. I'm having a good day. There's an option for it that you have to turn on. Hold on, where is it? Because there's like a menu option. Where is it? Switch to non-mod chat. No, where is it? There's like a setting that you have to literally go to your BTTV and like enable like the chat menu. Like I forget how to do it because I'm not in a. Here, let me look on my stream. Oh god, we're already into game. Oh god, I have to do things. Hold on one second, everybody. Hold on. We have a map and everything. So we have. Okay, they're on the right hand side. They're swapping sides. So that's gonna be. I'm trying to just make sure I don't miss who's the actual map pick. They got first pick, we got map. Okay. Alright, I was just fixing that. Alright, so this is going to be... That was opted by them, that was opted by them. Okay, cool. I have all my correct information. Let me just update our one little thing, and then we're ready to go. Boop, boop, boop. And that's it. Let's get into it. Welcome back, everyone, to the Nexus Gaming Series Storm Division Qualifier number 4. My name is Bahamut. On the left-hand side, we have New Game Plus, and on the right is going to be Team Rippers. And if you're just now joining us but wondering how we got to Dragonshire, I got you covered, my friends. The home team this evening will be the members of New Game Plus. They opted for first pick priority in game number 1, banning out Braxis and Alterac Pass. Towers of Doom and Cursed Hollow were banned out by the members of Team Rippers. Infernal Shrines was the first map chosen by Team Rippers and won by them. The losing team, New Game Plus, is allowed to choose first pick or map pick. They opted for first pick priority for game number 2. Meaning that Team Rippers is going to be choosing map, and that will be Dragonshire chosen by them. Let's get back into our draft and find out what we have thus far. Nothing. Oh, you think you just need to reload the page? Heck yes. Okay. Really wish there was BTTV for phones. I agree, Kalis, as well. Yes. But we are here. We are in game. Let's dive into this draft a little bit here, as we do have a Lost Vikings ban. Not a ban I was expecting to see today. Usually these teams don't prioritize the Vikings whatsoever. Euphorion, how you doing? Thanks for coming by. So Cassie to be removed. She still is viewed as very, very strong. Oh my god, the pug please, the wowee, the people in a goose, everything, yes. Do they actually ban the Cho'Gall is the question here. Like, I'm wondering if they're just, they really don't want the goose emotes crack you up. Yeah, they're really good. Like, there's Keck on a goose and people on a goose. Do they respect it? No, they're gonna get rid of Deckard. I honestly, here's the thing though, like, you could Cho'Gall this map. I wonder if, like, Team Rippers is just gonna, like, not meme their way through this, but, like, if they're gonna pull out some memes for these other games. Or if we're just getting one Cho'Gall game. I haven't seen the new patch notes yet. Nothing crazy. Like, nothing like, oh my god, I can't believe it, but, there's some, like, small notable things, like Tyrande got some changes, May got some changes, Uther got some change. Like, there's a lot of people who are kind of went over. Like, Uther got a base health reduction by like 25, but they also had their base health regeneration reduced as well. So like, they also, I think, buffed out some talents to make him more like healer driven, because he can synergize with those healing talents more. But I'm sure people will just make him a tank still. First pick though on the left hand side is going to be Greymane. If they get Cho'Galled, I think they want to have the Curse Bullet option. ETC immediately going to be grabbed, though, on the right-hand side. I wonder if we actually get to see a different ETC build. I talked about how ETC got a couple changes today to the guitar solo, to the Crowd Surfer, to the... I can't remember what the Echo Pedal is. I don't think that's correct, but it's the auto attack based one at level 7. Got to change. Orphea will be picked up here as well with the ETC, so we could be seeing like a Mosh Pit, Eternal Feast sort of set up right now. There's a lot of good options already for them in that light. The left hand side already has this Greymane. They could go dive heavy if they want to maybe pick up a Diablo. There's a lot of good options for them there. If they have this ETC, I was about to say Garrosh is a great option as well, because the fact that ETC power slides in, you throw them around, and then it looks like Anduin might be able to lock them down with a Chastise. Well played. Well played from the draft from both teams in the start of this draft of start of this Dragonshire map. Ban-wise though, for the left-hand side, they've already got their Greymane, they've already got their Garrosh. I thought there was a bear in my neighbor's backyard because the entire branch started doing this. I thought it was pulling down the branch to climb up. Either way, they could either get rid of something in the solo lane, or they could get rid of something in the wave clear department, like a Jaina, Kael'thas, Gul'dan. They're actually going to get rid of the Deathwing. They don't want to deal with that because I think they're going to not really have any. They don't plan to have any tools to deal with said Deathwing. This maybe leans into something like a Misha Rexar for solo lane potentially, or they're not going to be having any sort of percentage base, so they just don't want to have that for the matchup in the solo lane. We'll see what happens with that. That'll be interesting. Deathwing also is strong on this map. You can also utilize the Skyfall to poke at people on the shrines. You cannot utilize it to poke at someone on the Dragonite channel unless you have vision of them. It's not like Cursed Hollow where you have global vision of channeling points, or like Towers of Doom is the same example as well. They did need a healer on the right hand side, so they're going to get rid of the Stukov as Orphea, As Ana's already banned out, they don't need to worry about a nano boost onto Orphea. So now things like Alex Straza are still up and available. Rhaegar is actually still an option, still a great option as well. Whitemane's an option. I've seen her pop up here and there for healer. There's the Rexar I was talking about as well. So this is them saying, like, we didn't plan to go any sort of percentage-based stuff, but they grabbed this Raynor and they're going to hold off on what they want to do for healing, waiting to see what the rest of the enemy team looks like. And that's kind of smart because now you can kind of say, like, all right, what healing do we need up against this enemy team? Because right now it's, you know, you got Garrosh Anduin. Like, that's not the biggest, craziest threat in the world. The biggest, craziest threat is what's your burst on top of this? Is there a Jaina? Do we need some sort of burst healing? Do we need maybe a sound barrier from a Lucio to mitigate maybe a pyroblast from a Kael'thas as we get a Chen solo lane? Chen W, Keg W's in chat. Please. Altani, you better take the right 10 talent. I swear, if you go Stormwrath and Fire and you're just like, but I won't die, and I'm like, yes, you make a lot of sense, but Wandering Keg value, wow. Not what I was expecting to see here whatsoever, really. Like, a Lucio was something I was more expecting. The chase into Garrosh, or maybe even to get away from them. I was mostly on Lucio, 100%. I'm not saying it's wrong by any means, I'm just surprised. Tyrande hasn't been a high priority within the meta, and she did not have any major changes in today's patch. We'll see. We will see. See, now here's the one thing. I wonder if I push my cast button, will it work properly? I don't think my scene transition's correct out of this. That's the issue. I should just buy a bigger stream deck, really, or just a second one. Probably I should buy a bigger stream deck. That would make sense. Who knows? Either way, thank you all for hanging out this evening. I'm super pumped about these games, and I'm just glad to be able to bring you all some wonderful Heroes of Storm action. I hope you're having a wonderful evening. If you are new to the stream, welcome. I do a lot of casting. I do play games here and there, but the core of our stream is casting Heroes of the Storm. So I hope you all like the content you see, and if you haven't followed, please do so. Well, let's get into game. Yeah, it's not going to do it. It's going to wait. Yeah, either way. We'll fix it after stream. On the left-hand side, we got the members of New Game Plus. We've got Altanian on the Chen. Kevin's going to be on the Greymane. We have got Kael'thas being played by Big Bird. Melee is going to be on that Anduin, and Splash will be on the Garrosh. On the right-hand side, we have the members of Team Rippers, who are up 1 in our best-of-3 series. We've got JP playing Jimmy. Hope is going to be on the Tyrande. Red 11 will be on that ETC. Champ of Horde will be played by Misha Bear. And Nelly will be on that Orphea. Let's go into mid lane. Sentinel hit. GG's. Next game. Go next.
We're dead.
Alrighty. That's the running joke if you don't know. If you get hit with the Sentinel at the start, that's GG's. You've lost the game. You go next. It's like when you lose vision on Sky Temple at the beginning. Like, I don't know if any of your friends have ever made that joke. It's like, we lost vision, GG's, that's it. Kevin, though, gets dove on. That's going to be a leap of faith. Now, I want to remind you all, leap of faith, I believe, is an 80-second cooldown. So, yeah, that is something you need to, well, you need to now worry about, because for the next minute and a half or minute 20 seconds, you are not going to be able to have a quote-unquote cleanse onto anyone on your team. So that's just, to be able to pull that out immediately is a big win for the side of Team Rippers. Now, obviously, it's not like, oh, God, they're taking that, so it's GG, go next, like the Sentinel or anything like that, but it's just it's a good pull out of them, because you literally lock them down to the point of forcing the healer to actually utilize a long cooldown. And so now they could actually look to invade onto the enemy side camp. Typically a lot of teams rotate to these Siege Giants at 1 minute exactly. Right now, it doesn't seem like the members of New Game Plus want to opt for that. They might be worried about the potential dive onto them. Maybe that's what, I don't know. Might have been because Splash wasn't able to anchor, and now we actually see Misha and Rexar coming around, and there's some retreat pings, or at least pings that they're leaving. And see, this is what I'm talking about with the aggressiveness that they are bringing to the table on the side of Team Rippers. They're going to be able to go ahead and steal away double Siege Giants. This is going to be camp for the top lane grabbed before all of this. Chen's still in top lane. Chen did have some changes as well today. I believe Freshest Ingredients from level 1 was buffed out, but they're going to go Eye of the Tiger, which I believe is unchanged. I'm trying to remember. I think there's a level 16 talent here change as well. I think there was some buffs to some talents that were a little underpicked or underutilized. Either way, just I love that ETC just like walks out from the bushes like my globe, and then just like just face melts everyone away with loudspeakers, and they're just out of there. Meanwhile, top lane we do have Rexar and Misha dealing with the camp as Chen holds over point. We do have channel availability, and Melee's gonna sneak into this mid lane. Yeah, they get this. This is going to be the Archer minion, the nemesis of anyone channeling the Dragonite in. Oh my God, they don't get it in time. Garrosh goes down and sacrifices themselves, but they get the Dragonite. The one Archer minion, though, is the bane. Like, I can't tell you how many Archer minions in my entire lifetime have just screwed me over like that, where I'm just like, no, I have the channel. And then, like, I actually thought they were going to lose that, but I think Garrosh sacrificed themselves for them to get Dragonite. But is it going to be worth it? There's 4 members destroying the health bar of this Dragonite as it gets half of a fort's health bar. And meanwhile, in top lane, Altanian going to get forced back by Champ of Horde, who is going to play this a little aggressive on the Misha Bear. And Dragonite rotating into top. I wonder if this Dragonite's coming up here to help open things up to maybe let Chen have an easier time in this top, as they do kick Champ of Horde away just into the wall. This Dragonite doesn't get them a whole lot of value, to be blunt. Did they tweak graphics on Dragonshire again? I don't think so. Why? Everything doesn't feel as red. Like, I remember everything used to be like Deathwing red. It was very, very like hard to see. Not hard to see, but it was just it was too much of the red, so maybe they lessened it, Zell? It's a possibility. It might be because of my colorblind mode, honestly, too. Might be just because the reds and the oranges maybe look a little different on my end. It's a possibility. I mean, obviously the health bars are different. All right. I'm just looking around minimap to see what we're going to have here. Indomitable was used. I think they're just going to go for the bear. But the bear lives? Yeah, the bear's fine. Misha's just like, cool, let's go back in. I'm pumped to go fight again. Splash does find themselves in the awkward end of that engagement, and they're just going to get out of there with the leap of faith from Anduin once again. So just pulling that out from them. Just now they know they can invade and play aggressive. And speaking of invade and playing aggressive, Siege Camp in the next 10 seconds. We should have the announcement for the next Dragonite phase soon as well. Siege Giants on the left, or excuse me, on the right-hand side are already up and available, and they're just going to move over to that. But I could be crazy. I don't know, things look slightly different today. Oh, that's understandable. They could have snuck something in there. They absolutely could have snuck something in there. Or you might be just seeing my stream in a different quality. That's an option. That's a chance as well. Like, you might have like a different transcoding, unless you literally set it to 1080 60 every single time. Garrosh finds a toss onto red 11, but then they see the enemy team. They're like, I am out of here. I'm not going to engage on this fight. And once again, there is going to be that camp grabbed, shrines to activate in top and bottom. And we'll see who's able to grab the next Dragonite in our second game of our first of 2 best of 3s. Cycle through those other numbers, though. Like, here's the thing I do want to point out. Like, we've had a lot of opportunities for fights, but it's just like, it's like this. Like, it's just like a fight potentially breaks out, and then just like, they're like, I'm just gonna back out of here. I don't want this. And I feel like it's kind of been a little bit on both sides. Garrosh, though. ETC finishing proc rock like less than 6 minutes in. Very well played. Red 11 just waiting for, I think, an angle. Also does have Heroic up first. They could snap that mosh pit. I want to just peek into top lane really quickly, see what they're doing up here. Mosh pit is grabbed. Eternal Feast. So there's the Eternal Feast mosh pit with the Starfall underneath that as well. Really? Okay, so that's going to be a whole lot of just lock them down and dump the heroics on top of them. Just put all the circles on top of ETC, because that's another circle. You have a circle from Orphea, a circle from Tyrande, and a moving circle from Raynor as well. I love it. I love it. Let's see what they get, though, on the left-hand side for the members of New Game Plus. And Misha going to be holding over that top lane. Nelly just backing out of mid. We do have Dragonite channel, but they're already here in this mid lane. They're going to deny it, at least, well, they're going to deny it the best they can. That's going to be Storm Within Fire from the Chen, so no Wandering Keg this game, unfortunately. Light Bomb from the Anduin, Kael'thas holding, Greyman holding, and Warlord's Challenge from the Garrosh. ETC, excuse me, the Chen is going to be holding in mid lane. ETC is pushing in through bottom as the Hyperion does come through as well. They've got that camp, and that other circle that's around them is going to be some There's going to be 20 spell armor, which is really, really helpful as they're pushing up and they don't take poke damage from the Kael'thas, as this is Altanian. Didn't pop Storm Within Fire just yet. Champ of Horde getting a little bit low. The enemy team is going to be up here now. Power Slide stops the Storm Within Fire. They have this, oh my god, the layered abilities, and that'll be JP getting the Dragonite as well. Very well layered abilities, especially with the setup from the ETC. There was a Lunar Flare underneath all of that as well. And Orphea threw out the Dread, which for just burst damage, and Raynor, I think, just had the Pepper as necessary. So it was really, really well played from them. There actually might have been a Pepper like from Jimmy as well, just to knock them out like one more time, just to make sure that there's no Storm Within Fire. But that is going to be a bottom lane fort going down. Dragonite is up and available, and it's going to be poking its way into mid as Greymane Dark Flight's out. A little bit of a Fire Breath on the ground just to zone them back a bit here. Another Sentinel coming out, does hit Greymane, so they have that vision on them for a few seconds. And with that, they're like, all right, cool. Their main source of damage in this, I mean, it is Kael'thas as well, but their main source of just melee damage and all of that is going to be just at scoutable, and then they get that kick on them, so they should be able to get mid lane fort here. 20 seconds left on the Dragonite. Minion wave also in lane. Bad Garrosh. Like, as in, like, no, no, no? Or are you saying that you don't like their play? Well, with that, they're going to have 13 talent tier over them.
For now.
Chen, I'm sorry, I was just drinking a little bit of tea, but we were just watching that solo lane as Chen flying kicks around, but no, nothing major. We do have Siege Giants for bottom lane. They could invade onto this camp over here. I'm wondering, do they see it is the question. We're on Kevin's vision. There's the Tyrande Sentinel, and the ETC comes in here, and Kevin, they try and roll away. There's going to be the leap of faith to make sure that they get out of there, and this is going to be an invade onto a camp that will go over to the side of Team Ripper. Constantly just rotating around and just on point with just invading onto these camps. Really well played from Team Rippers in this game here, as they have more pressure through top, and they're going to confirm the fort up here. That will be triple fort overall as Misha gets the stun. Rexar just throws a bit of damage out onto Altanian. Nelly coming up as well, and this will be the top lane fort getting shredded right there. They can back off and grab their own camp. Usually teams, typically, I would say 99% of the teams that I've casted don't push this bridge. I've seen one in my entire life of casting. I've seen them actually like just do it, and I think it was just like a meme. Because it was higher tier play. Like it wasn't just like oh, I had like casted a bunch of bronzes and they were just like pushing whatever lane. Like no, they legitimately like they were just like, we're gonna push this lane because they had a massive lane, they had a massive wave, and they had a slight advantage with I think talents and 1 or 2 kills. What's up, Coffee? How you doing, bud? Hope you're having a wonderful evening. Raynor will go ahead and just split off and grab the camp over here on the right-hand side. They are Exterminator at level 1, which allows them to really burn through this, as you can actually see that right there. Meanwhile, mid lane, they're going to throw a Sentinel back, which actually does slow them down. There is going to be, I believe, the level 13 from Tyrande right there, right? Yeah, Harshest Moonlight. Sentinel slows enemies hit by 35% and reduces their damage dealt by 35% for 4 seconds. It also has a visual reduction in size as well. I was reading on the patch notes today, so anytime someone gets hit with a Sentinel from that level 13, they are going to be getting reduced. That's going to be a whole lot of just heroics, damage, everything going out right there, as there's Garrosh, the first one to go down. Tanian very low, does kick away and does go down. That's going to be a Misha Bear as well, so it's going to be a 1 for 2, kinda, I guess half for 3, as they lose their Misha, but they're going to find themselves a triple kill. Kevin going to get chased over here. Chastise comes out, and that does keep them safe, and they're able to speed them out of there. I believe, did they go into the, no, they didn't go into it. I thought they went into the Divine Star that gives a little bit of speed, but on the way back, but no, it's not that case. Unless I'm wrong. Hold on. No, I'm wrong. That's where he's getting movement speed from, the push forward, okay. Because I know there's also one off of your Divine Star, if I'm not mistaken. But that will be 16 talent here in the pocket of Team Rippers, and Chen dealing with top lane as another Dragonite phases up and available, but they grab camp for bottom to increase the pressure in said lane. Misha and Rexar will go into top, and Splash is on point, but Red 11, excuse me, coming around the way. Yeah, this is an awkward spot for Splash to be, and they pop the Indomitable, they throw one away. ETC doesn't even dismount the entire time, just still ETC mounted up. Typical Alliance always running away. I mean, for the Horde, but yes. No. We don't discriminate here. We accept all choices, whether they be right or wrong. We just have the Hyperion coming through, as well as a massive wave on top of that. They might be trying to look to end game right now on the side of Team Rippers. This is a lot of damage through the bottom lane. Phoenix from Kael'thas is going to be expiring right there. They do get the keep. Misha and Rexar do regain control of top lane there. I think they're going to back off right now, grab Dragonite, and maybe attempt this once again with said Dragonite. I think that's going to be their direction on that one.
The Dragonite shall reduce you to...
Yeah, I think the Dragonite phase is a lot softer now. I think they actually lessened the amount of red or something like that. I don't know. Now that you pointed out, like maybe it's psychosomatic. Maybe I'm thinking it's this way because I'm like, just we got a patch and I can't. I don't know. I have to go back and watch a VOD of Dragonshire from a patch or two ago just to see if it is that. But it might be. It might be. We don't discriminate against our fellow human beings, just alliance dogs. Smiley, please. Smiley, please. There's the new level 13 from Toronto you saw right there on Kevin, where they had their size reduced. We'll keep an eye out for those just to kind of show you, because it's an interesting talent change, and they also did go for it here in this game. Another Sentinel goes out but doesn't connect. Dragonite is going to go in for the kick onto the Greymane. 73% and 30 seconds left on this. They're just throwing Flame Breaths on the keep itself, and it is slowly but surely losing its health as these Flame Breaths come out. Splash is going to go down. Light Bomb will be out as well. Mosh Pit will drop onto quite a few, but ooh, there's an Eternal Feast as well. Dear Lord, do they find a double kill? Wow. Keep goes down, but with the double kill onto the main tank and the Bruiser, they're looking to end game as the Dragonite doesn't get the kick, but they still get the Misha charge. That's gonna be the stun. They get back into their Hall of Storms. Looks like the core is gonna be falling rapidly. Big Bird gonna get bursted by Nelly. They're gonna survive, and that will be game going over to Team Rippers. They knock. Wow. They're gonna. Wow. Dear Lord, can you chill? They're gonna go ahead and take the series in a 2-0 fashion, and they knock New Game Plus out. GG. Well played.